There are two strategies for training one's brain to like exertion, but we'll start with Adonis's advice. It's possible that only through putting in long hours can you learn to appreciate their value. First and foremost, you should concentrate on your mental health if you want to make lasting changes in your life, such as committing to school, starting a business, making money, supporting a family, and getting into decent physical shape. The mental health of young men is a worldwide epidemic that has reached crisis proportions. Sadly, you know a man who will take his own life in the coming months. That's obviously on the extreme end of the spectrum. But the average guy these days has such poor mental health that even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable. This makes no logical sense, of course, but then again, how could we possibly think something is difficult in the first place? This may sound dumb, but how can we tell if something is challenging? Well, it's how we interpret things in our heads. The difficulty we attribute to a task is a product of our own minds telling us so. Therefore, if we take care of our minds and our mental health, our expectations of what constitutes difficulty will rise accordingly. Those who have experienced depression can attest to this. You may have noticed that when some of your friends are feeling down, they complain that brushing their teeth is a chore. Brushing your teeth might be challenging when you have poor mental health. In the face of bad mental health, even the smallest tasks might seem insurmountable. Therefore, if you are currently thinking, my mind is great right now, it's okay. You are still being constrained by it. After all, we are ambitious young men. This just won't do. We're looking for a sharper brain. Therefore, the first thing you can do is significantly increase the difficulty of the life you could live. By doing these challenging tasks, you can boost your mental health. The second strategy for making your brain like challenging activities, such as a dopamine detox, more than otherwise would. Dopamine detoxification refers to the process of cutting off all sources of dopamine, which in this case would include things like drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and violent media. You might be thinking, I don't really want to stop playing video games, and I like smoking weed sometimes, and those things can be okay. They can be fun to do, but a lot of the fun that comes from those things is because you don't find the rest of your life fun. But consider how much better your life would be if you just stopped all of those bad habits immediately. Just imagine how much more enjoyable your life would be if you didn't have to worry about things like smoking, drinking, and excessive adult content. The problem with many men is that they have fallen so far down the rabbit hole of rapid gratification with vices like video games, adult content, and junk food that they no longer enjoy any part of their lives. For a guy who has been playing video games for a long time, this is the point at which even his favorite games lose their appeal. For many males, this is an issue. You know the feeling. You log into the game again, and it bores you to tears, so you spend the next 20 minutes twirling through the list of the 500 Steam titles you bought during the last sale. You're aware that something is wrong with your mental state. Getting stronger in a video game is a lot less of a hassle than actually going to a gym. So it makes sense that you would want to spend your time doing something that is both easy and engaging and enjoyable rather than something that is challenging. You need to take a break from those bad habits, and then it's time to challenge yourself by substantially increasing the hard things, since your brain, and especially your body, find it easy to be on a video game and just play. A minority of males engage in this practice. Consider how challenging it is for you to go for a run right now. After 3 kilometers, you might decide you've had enough and won't exercise again until next week. Challenge yourself to do something extraordinary. Complete a 10K race within the next 2 months. You've committed to a challenging objective, and the time has come to rise to the occasion. After you've run for nearly an hour straight to complete the 10-kilometer distance, the 3-kilometer run will seem like a cakewalk in comparison. You just had a hard time with that in the past. Do something considerably more challenging so that what you're now facing doesn't seem so daunting.